Friends, fiends, I trust you've had a marvelous time doing whatever it is you do when I'm not here. But now it's time to park them perky buns and listen to me as I tell you more tales about everyone's favorite horny heroes. When last we spoke, Taslinn shared details of her dossier with Nax, and then got a bit of a shock when she saw the ghost of one of her closest friends. Turns out there's some necromancy afoot. We pick up our tale as she marches her way across town to kick some undead ass. All in these Demon Days.
So, you make your way. It takes a little while to get to the Mortberg.
Heartbreak.
Especially because, let me show you.
Oh yeah, we gotta go the Hoy across town.
Yeah, pretty much. And it takes you a little while. It takes you a bit to get there. And when you reach the entrance to the Mortberg, it is guarded by two druids of the city who stop you and declare your purpose. There's just two of them. They seem to be basic, not quite archdruids, but stationary guards. As you know, the rangers and the druids of the city. There's a sect of those who keep an eye on the dead, and just generally, as part of their job, they stop you state your purpose. What is your plans for this place?
I am looking for a relative of mine.
Indeed. Here, take this. And they give you a little kind of a strand of, looks like golden elf hair, but they wrap it around your wrist. And you know this is a sense of, we need to be able to track you if you're going to do something.
Uh-huh.
And they do it for every one of you. And they don't really give you guys much of a chance to resist, but you can try to resist if you wish. They are giving you a thing they can track around your wrist. If ever you understand what they're doing. You guys, this isn't too difficult. They're not
same thing they didn't trust.
Yeah. Then you may pass, and you have our blessing. Understand that this place is sacred. Do not defile the dead, and you may go through. And they look down and resume their post, and almost become statue-like. Not like they don't turn into a statue. They just go still. And almost tree-like.
I just look at Yusuf and I'm like, so that's what you want to be, huh?
Not a druid.
Yusuf Treebark. And you go through. And you get a safe passage. It's never too difficult to get in. But it is weird that certain things could happen without them knowing. And as you travel down this ward, it becomes very different. A lot of mausoleums, a lot of different buildings that house the dead. Then there's also graveyards. This is a burg of death. The dead is everywhere. There's visible representations of them everywhere. Tombstones.
Is this does it look like a graveyard in what we think it is, or is it like New Orleans, like
above ground,
like tightly stacked, like
or
sarcophagus
both.
And stuff?
A little bit of both. This is going to be a strange, not a strange reference, but a reaching, but the Undead Burg in Dark Souls. Everything's crammed together and some spacious and stacked. So there are pathways and stairs going down to other buildings, and it becomes almost maze-like.
Do people live here, or is this just a giant graveyard?
Giant graveyard, pretty much. There's a few different stations where the druids of the city and the rangers live, and you get the sense that as you walk by, you even see some traveling across some of the rooftops and keeping an eye on things with their bows at the handy or staves at the ready. This is just a chunk of the city that only they exist there. They're keepers, they're watchers. This is not a residential area at all. But there are a lot of nooks and crannies, and this is even more maze-like, but on a 3D scale, like 3D chess almost, versus the Sink, which is all just mazes.
Right. Dayz, what did you see? What did she tell you? What are we walking into?
She didn't tell me anything in particular, just that there are certain people that are trying to break the boundaries of life and death, take advantage of them. And there are a few here in Skypoint, unsurprisingly. It seems like the more pertinent one happened here. And I actually take a second to, because it's been kind of that draw, that pull, because there was the one from here and then there was another one at the yawning portal, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll take a second to kind of just see if the pole, the beacon, whatever, is just pointing to Mortberg, or if it's actually drawing me towards a specific place in Mortberg.
I guess for sake of this, just roll Arcana.
Okay.
Let's see how this plays out. Oh boy.
16.
16? It's almost as if the pull you felt earlier was, here's a general area, and when you get here, it's that this is the area. It's when if you're not getting a particular it's this house or it's this mausoleum here, but now you're getting a general area. You're feeling a thing. Do a quick investigation. Also, Shenzo's near you. He's acting pretty nervous, but that's just because of this place is creepy as fuck.
Taz.
Apparently, my dice don't want me to succeed on pretty much anything. That's an 8 for investigation.
Taz. Why do the druids and the rangers patrol here? Are they keeping watch to make sure nothing is defiled, or are they here keeping things in?
Yes.
So undead are common.
Here? Yeah, a little bit. Unfinished business, necromancers,
This is the area you were told to come?
bites. One of them, yeah.
Okay. Yusuf will dismount Gallahan, and he kind of takes a second.
Thanks for the clarification.
Well, he gets down off of Gallahan, and he kind of goes down to one knee and puts his hand on the ground, and he's going to use Divine Sense.
Oh, nice.
And I'm assuming this is like a burst up and down aside from outside, because it says you can sense anything affected by the Hallow spell or know the direction, or know the location of any celestial, fiend, undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover.
60 feet, you said.
Yeah.
At this point in where you're traveling and as you're going, kind of right now you're on this main path. The need for zigzagging isn't as important here. You don't sense anything from where you're pinging from.
Okay.
Is it a one-off, or does it go for a minute?
Until the end of my next turn.
Oh, okay.
So it's a one-off.
It's a one-off. You're not too far in, and I would say that you don't catch anything that's too nefarious or oh, there's something, because there's a lot of places where cover could be here too. So there's a lot of obstruction. I mean, there's no railings even too. They don't let just anyone come in. If kids are messing around, they have to sneak in, because you're just one slip and fall from taking down an attack at maybe one alley that's just 20 stories, 30 stories down. So it takes about, on your previous roll though, in your investigation, it takes about 10 minutes, 15 minutes before you notice a mostly healthy raven hopping from place to place, looking at you Buh. Hello.
Hi, bud.
Same one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, bud. Come on. And I tap my shoulder. And then
Hold on. Yay! He flies down and kind of has a gag and rights himself and is able to land well. He's still, the internals are still having some trouble. He turns to you. Where have you been?
busy.
Where have you been? Oh, okay.
But we're here now. All right, and I move further. I keep just moving further away from the entrance, to get away from the side of the druids, and I just go tap my hands, rubbing off dirt, being invisible dirt, imaginary dirt, being like, all right, time to get a little unconventional. And I turn around and I look at Maz, and I just kind of like pat his ghostly cheeks, and of course it just looks like I'm patting air to everybody. And I'm like, all right, Maz, babe, you need to go find yourself. I know it's going to be weird, but you got to go find yourself and help us find you. And then, yeah. So, mutilated body, you're missing a head. I'm real sorry, bud, but you got to do that. So, go off, and then, and I'll meet you there. Or if you find it first, come back here, okay? Great. Got it. Good plan. Awesome. All right, and then I turn.
Yusuf slowly turns and looks at Feder like,
and then I turn to like a couple of different, and I whether like tombstones, mausoleums, you know, and I just start knocking on them, being like, "Come on, wake up! Questions? Anybody? Hello? Answers? Questions?"
Interesting. Couple things that you guys see in this, and you see she goes on that spiel talking to nothing. The raven that's on her shoulder is looking to you both with wide eyes, like, and beak open, just,
hey, bud.
what? In a sort of like, what, but more like a very alarmed that she's talking to nothing. So clearly he doesn't have the other sight.
Can I do an insight check
Yeah,
on this situation?
the raven's
Oh, look,
freaked
that's a
out.
19, which becomes a 30.
30. What are you trying to insight?
On, like, who or what. Like, I'm just trying to piece together from what we saw before. Like, I saw the shimmers.
Whether
and,
I'm crazy or not.
Yeah.
like, what... I mean, I believe that you think that you're, like... I don't doubt that
something,
you're dealing with something, but, like, what... I'm trying to piece together what this could be.
So you do see the shimmer, apart from the roll.
Yeah.
Clearly she sees something.
Yeah.
And clearly she's trying to wake up more things to see.
Yeah.
And her raven is confused.
Right.
So there's some serious, like...
You look at Yusuf, he is definitely confused.
I'm going to draw close and be like, are you talking to the dead?
Apparently,
Yes.
it's a new skill that I've picked up.
Oh, wonderful. And he's just, like, around.
I mean, I don't have any answers for what the Raven Queen gives me.
Okay, well...
I clearly think
yeah.
this is a Raven Queen thing.
Yeah. And I mean, if you want to, let's see. Roll a perception, maybe insight, or whichever one you want on this, because you might get some clarification in a minute. But Maz is also confused. Where? What? I'm dead? What's going on? Where? He starts to...
Yeah, 14.
14?
I apparently am not rolling well today.
Yeah. He's confused, and he sees you knocking on doors, and he's looking at himself. Go somewhere? I don't feel anything. And you get to maybe about the 10th or 15th place that you've knocked on, and then sitting against one of the mausoleum's smaller ones, you see another ghost, a girl. She's leaning back against the wall. Seems human, maybe? Maybe she was human. Simple seafaring garb, nothing too... General poverty. These guys haven't woken up for a while. You're probably not going to see them.
Gee, good lord, man.
I mean,
fine.
keep knocking. They'll wake up eventually.
Well, I really just need to talk to somebody. I need information, whether you've seen something in particular. And I just very briefly like turn to Maz, and I've got like my hands clapped together, and I'm like, hold on, I'll try and explain everything in a second. And then I turn back to her.
Yeah. I can only stress, you guys are seeing just... This is a one-sided conversation. You see the shimmers, Feder, Yusuf, you see her going off.
Mm-hmm.
Oddly enough, Shenzaban doesn't seem too perturbed. Brain farting on yours. Gallahan.
Gallahan.
Ooh, excuse me. Gallahan is a little bit perturbed. Like, there's... they're not getting a good vibe on the area. They just don't like the area very much. Yes, well, I've seen a lot of things, and it's hard to tell, honestly, what's going on sometimes. There's a lot between what's real and not. I've been sitting here for a while. You know what? No, I shouldn't lie. I'm sorry. I've been following you.
Who is this?
Me?
Yeah.
You've been following me?
Yeah.
Tiny ghost girl.
I got bored and then went over here for a while. Ghost. My name is Nancy Clemens. Not that matters. I'm starting to forget it, so maybe keep a note of it. I was happily possessing someone in a mask before they got turned to fucking stone and ended my house. And so I hung around. Then you lot show up.
Possessing somebody in a mask and got turned to stone?
Yeah.
Here?
No, an elf of some kind, Eldrin-ish masked person. They were down in a cave or something, underground.
Oh my god. How long ago was this?
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm still trying to figure out this time thing. It feels like...
Are you sure it was a cave and not like a keep?
Oh, maybe a keep, yeah. It is very hard to distinguish details here. What do I look like? And she's spectral, ghostly. Part of her face, you see that has sloughed a little bit from burn damage. But that may have been burn damage when she was real and alive. I mean, what do you see when you see me? Because I see a lot of black and blue and purple and light. And it all just kind of takes shape for a time and then stops. Look, I'm fucking pissed, but I'm too bored to be pissed. I've been pissed for a while. But I was...
Well, you're dead, sweetie.
I gather that much.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you know that, especially since you were possessing somebody.
Yeah.
Don't know how long, but yes, you're...
Don't worry, it was mutual. They wanted me in them.
Really?
Yeah, we worked it out. I didn't feel comfortable with it, but we became good friends.
I mean, I guess that's a way to get into somebody. Consent matters.
They were. You know what? They were really. They had a lot.
Yusuf looks around. What is happening?
I mean, I helped them through some stuff. They were working on. They had left some other place, and they were unsatisfied with or concerned about something. And I worked them through it and listened, and we became good friends. And they were like, "Why don't you hang out for a while?" And I did. And but I thought, okay, clearly temporal consistency is not a thing here, because I mean, I got bored of following you, and I came here. But fuck me in the face. So now we're here.
So you were... Okay. I'm going to skip over the temporal stuff because I'm not really quite sure how you were following...
I followed you for a little bit, and as far as I could tell.
But not in
stopped.
the Eldrin. Yeah?
No. I mean, they're fucking stone now. Like, they're...
Okay.
They're there, but, like...
Got it. So you were following me from when I was in the keep place underground? Yeah? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So, you are human. So it's interesting that you're an Eldrin. You know that, right? And
well, I was in an Eldrin.
Yeah.
Or an elf thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Burned.
They feel themselves. Fuck, I gotta figure that one out.
Not sure how old, obviously, and I look at the grave that they're, like, chilling against, and I'm like, obviously that's not yours.
No. I mean, this place felt right. I mean, this area, not this place, this area felt right.
Oh, okay. So, I really just need to know about something that happened within, like, the last, and I look at my wrist for a non-existent watch.
Yeah.
For, like, the last 24 hours or so.
Oh. If you'll indulge patience, I'll be right back.
Don't you want to know, like, what I'm looking for first?
Oh, sure. What are you looking for? They seem like... And this is maybe a more matured version of what Maz is going through right now. Mm-hmm. But they are not here and there. They're here and there. there is a lot of like the temporal thing. Just there's no time to explain it.
Yeah, not even gonna try and understand it.
But they are not tethered to some of these rules of reality in terms of forward motion. It may be lateral. Like there is some weird stuff. But anyways, yes, they seem to care in so much that like, oh, I guess this is what we're talking about now.
Yeah. So this is my buddy Maz, and I just kind of like wrap my arm around his shoulder.
Oh, he's dead too. What?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, you are dead. Okay.
Yeah, it's fairly recent. He's still catching up, and he's here somewhere, and then the person that did this to him is also probably still here somewhere. So I'm looking for, cloaked figure, bald, any place that he might have been, gone into, dismembered body parts. Sorry, Maz. And, yeah.
Fucking what? Maz says. That sounds... There's something that's triggering a memory thing. Let me go look. She does a little hop, but there's no gravity to it, so she floats up a little bit and then goes halfway into the ground. See? Temporal, spatial... your folks are looking at you kind of weird. Maybe you explain it. I'll go look. I'm sorry. I don't know how long I'm going to fucking be. And then they drop into the ground.
Yep, got it. And
Maz is like, what? Underground?
I just look at Maz and I'm like, ghost shit.
Fuck. They sit down and then, like, fall into the ground for a little bit, leaving you momentarily by yourself with everyone on the material plane.
Hello.
Hi.
Update?
Ghost shit.
Okay. More specific?
So Maz,
Oh, we're talking to the other ghost. You said she's talking to the other ghost.
No, I'm talking to you guys.
Oh,
They're gone.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
So yeah.
I'll be honest, I have completely tuned you out because I had no clue what was happening.
Thanks. That's what I do to you most of the time.
What? Mm-hmm. Anyway, so you're done talking to the ghosts.
So there's a ghost, Nancy Plebins, human, interesting story, possessed an Eldrin. Don't know how long ago that was. Don't know when they were alive. Possessed an Eldrin.
Sorry, let's pause that. I said Eldrin, meant Shadowkai. Sorry. That's a big difference.
Shadowkai?
And that will tell you more.
That is the Shadowkai.
Yep.
That
But
is
also,
a huge difference.
Nancy is confused
Nancy
and
is-
wouldn't know the distinction. So acting-wise, it's the same, but you would understand.
Okay. So possessed one of the wonderful Shadowkais that were, turned to stone down in the keep, and has been chilling out, I guess, following me for a little while. Anyway, temporal shit, not really going to concern myself with that right now. But they're off looking for whoever killed Maz, so we can find out who that is, slit their throat, go pick up my dress, and then blow shit up at the menagerie. Sound great? Good. Got it. Awesome.
So this whole talking to the dead thing, that's new.
Like I said, I can't really tell you what the Raven Queen likes to give me. Yeah.
All right.
I get a bird that apparently is reanimating. I have a sword that comes out of my hand.
Yeah.
Who are you
Now
talking to? The bird says.
Not you. There's another one.
Yeah, ghost?
God.
Sorry,
Wait, no.
I just had
I
a
think-
vision of some actor.
The bird's out loud, right?
Yeah, the bird's out loud.
But in common or in...
In common, yeah.
I mean, that's the bird that's reanimating, though, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
rebuilding.
Oh my.
Okay.
Okay, I just like clamp my hand over his beak and be like, "You can be a little quieter. We have ears."
He struggles a bit. Okay, I can be quiet.
Thanks. And I let go of his beak.
Sorry, I'm very alarmed. Yeah, you were very weird. But Raven Queen doesn't do ghosty stuff.
You mean? Wait. Hold on a second.
Wait, what?
What?
Why would she give you the ability to talk to ghosts? That is not her. I mean, she
She's-
doesn't give that.
I'm just like blinking. She's goddess of dead things. It just makes sense, yeah?
This conversation I can hear both sides of.
Yes.
I'm totally on her side on this. Like, that makes sense to me.
It just doesn't add up. I'm a raven.
A reanimating raven.
Yeah.
You're kind of undeady.
Lot to unpack for myself there.
I would like. This is profoundly unskilled, so I don't even get my bonus, but I'm going to try a religion check
Okay.
really quick.
Good. Roll it.
Oy.
This character's gonna be tough on the vocals.
It's only a 13.
13.
What I guess I'm trying to figure out about like the Raven Queen's feelings about life and death.
If you need hot tea, I will make you hot tea.
I'll probably water in a little bit, but with that number, you don't know a whole lot, or weren't taught a whole lot, other than just some of the basic tenets of the Raven Queen in general. Just managing undeath, being sure to keep that at bay, that things that mess with life and the natural order of things being a bad thing, but something along the lines of suddenly having conversations with ghosts seems like a very weird, askance thing for someone like the Raven Queen to do, especially what you've seen of her.
Right.
Seems like a very strange thing for her to gift post-mortem, so to speak.
Right, because the dead should stay dead.
The dead should stay dead.
Right.
And so there is a sense of like, well, ghosts are kind of an unaccounted fraction, a thing that loose ends that need to be tied up and taken care of. But to be able to talk to him, I don't know. Blaming her directly for it doesn't add up from a religion check standpoint of that, but specifics is hard to tell, at least on your roll.
So, as I'm listening to like the bird be like, this is not a Raven Queen thing, I'm just like blinking and like eye twitches a little bit, and I absentmindedly like put my hand on Cass because he's not in my hand. I actually need to carry him.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, Cass, is this your doing?
Do you touch the hilt of the...
Yeah.
You hear this is so rich.
Okay. All right.
Wait, now who are you talking to?
The sword.
This.
It's his fault.
Wait, I thought you.
Oh, yeah.
Our deal, remember?
Yeah.
Did you re-up your
We came to an agreement.
subscription to?
Wow.
We came to an agreement.
There's a lot happening right now. This is exciting.
Well, obviously, you changed things because you're not smelly.
I don't think we ever knew that.
You never knew that.
did.
You never do that.
Oh, that's right.
We never knew that.
Retcon.
The Raven says, edit point!
Yeah, so came to an agreement. That's a thing now.
All right. So, for those of us that can't see through to the fourth dimension, who all's here right now?
Just us.
How many calls are on the line?
Just us. Maz took a nap, and Nancy is out
Okay.
searching.
But the sword is definitely...
Intelligent, aware, yes.
But can he, like, hear... I mean, my dagger is, like, he's kind of dumb. Like, he just talks to me in my head, but I can...
I don't know. I'll touch Cass again and be like, can you hear everybody? I know I can only hear you, but can you hear everybody? How
Not necessarily. It's more of a touch thing. If they were talking to you now, I could maybe get vague ideas. But this is much more of a one-to-one thing.
Okay, cool. So the second that I actually realize that it's more of a one-to-one thing, before he actually ends the sentence, I lift my hand off the sword, cutting him off. Like,
It's a 1-to-1.
yep, cool. So no, it's pretty much just me and him. Can't might be able to hear you if he's out
Right.
and about, but otherwise, head on a pillow.
Great.
All good. So I
Head
guess
on a-
we just sit here and wait.
Pillow?
Head on a pillow, like sleeping.
Oh, I see.
Oh, that's right. You don't use pillows.
Yeah, I do. What?
I just thought you slept on the ground all the time. You seem to be comfy with it.
I mean, I do, but feeling attacked.
After a few more minutes of this, you see a feminine hand just reach out, grasping, kind of squeezing, and then grasp onto the ground, spectral, and climb out, and she sees you. Oh, thank God. Fuck. Okay.
Hi.
Hi, I'm back.
Hi.
And she
No, ghost.
awkwardly
Oh,
climbs out of the ground. It's like, this
Kinda
should be,
shrugs
this is
her
weird.
Hi. That's not creepy at all. Okay, need some getting used to seeing that. All right.
She glances your way, and there's still some ghostly decay where it burned, and the eye moves a little out of sync with each other. Yeah. Oh, hold on. She reaches down, pulls up Maz. Whoa. And he says, "I found me.
Oh, that's good. Where?
Down." Nancy says, "Very down. If you follow us, we'll take you down."
Okay, we need to follow you in a way that we can actually follow you, not directly down.
Fucking good point.
We are not incorporeal.
Which one is this one?
Both of them.
Both. So now they're all back.
both of who?
Maz and Nancy.
Maz and Nancy.
Yes,
Maz and Nancy.
got it.
And the bird.
Oh,
The
yeah.
bird never left.
Bird
He's
and the
been
sword.
here. Yep.
Third base.
And the panther.
The bird
Stag.
the bird is just wide-eyed.
We're almost
It's gonna
10 strong at this point. I'm just saying.
be- Okay, well, I guess Nancy looks around. I mean, this is good as any. Break down this door, and there should be a crawl space. It's gonna be very claustrophobic. Crawl through. There's an opening here. You have to go way down. I'm sorry.
This door?
Yeah, this one here. And so a stone door on a small, more miniature hut, muzzling one person.
All right.
And it's a stone door, and you'd have to break it down to get in.
Okay.
On it, and I'll check for traps first. Just to
I'm glad you did that.
As you're
before
checking for
Eldritch
traps,
blasted it.
As you're checking for traps, Nancy sticks her head in and out. I think you're good,
Okay. Is it?
but
Just let him do his thing.
yeah, she tells you, so you know what's up. It's not trapped, but
Just let him do his thing.
see that 6 becomes a 10, so that's a
45.
no.
No.
I didn't, as a rogue, I didn't really spec into lockpicking, but it is a 18.
Should,
Not trapped.
If we're going down here, should we make the people aware?
This is not trapped.
You're so good at that, Feder.
Thank you.
You do see off to the periphery one of the rangers off to the up on one of the roofs that has pinged you and is kind of keeping an eye in your direction and starting to move slowly towards you just to see what's going on. General, keeping an eye on things.
It is there. Is it dusty, dirty? Could I essentially draw something and have it show up, on the ground or on the wall next to the door?
Oh, yeah. Dirt.
Okay, so I will just put an NX and then an arrow pointing to the door,
Okay.
and
Yeah, and maybe a moment or two they circle a berth around and get kind of a perimeter and look down and see you marking something down. The ranger off to the roof whips out something like a telescope and looks down, puts it back up, nods and moves on. And you see that. You see they don't hide their presence.
Yeah.
You don't not notice them. And they move. The guy gives you a clear berth and it's like, I didn't see you.
NX?
yeah, that's a little marker for Nax if he decides to show up or somebody.
Huh. Okay.
Yep.
A lot of pull, a lot of different ropes and strings. And
I've been told it might get a little cramped.
yeah, it's barely a crawl space. You're crawling through a fissure. She says to Taslinn.
Mm-hmm. Real cramped. Sorry, Yusuf.
So I
look at Gallahan. I'm like, sorry, buddy.
I take my jacket, like
Hang
all
out
the stuff
here.
I pressed last night to go to the opera. So this does take I'm like undo the cufflin, roll my sleeves up, and then fold the tie, put it, and then fold the jacket up, and I stash that, and I'm just like, well, okay.
You could just put on that oil slicker you got. That'll probably cover up most of your stuff.
Yeah, I'm not
Protect
gonna
it.
I'm not gonna wear that.
Not fashionable for underground.
Yeah, we're going to meet some undead ghoul or something. I don't want to look good.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, so the door hasn't been opened, so it's not trapped. You've checked, but you still need to get in. It's shut. It is shut and heavy.
Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast rolled.
Eldritch Blast.
We could just try and push it open. We're not supposed to defile stuff.
Push.
I'm gonna lean into the door.
It's old enough. Give me a strength check.
15.
15.
I got a 29 to hit the door
Jesus
with Blast, by the way.
Christ.
You start pushing on
There's
it.
nothing left.
You start pushing on it, and it gives. And at that moment, Taslinn's like, "Yeah," and hits it with a very precise Eldritch Blast, and just blast that door to slag.
Who's going first? Me? I guess I'll go first. Sure, why not?
Okay.
Or do we need is someone playing tour guide, or are they dumb? How smart are the ghosts? Are they smart ghosts? Are they dumb ghosts?
Both of them are looking at him, just staring at Feather.
Nancy's fine. Maz is disoriented. I wouldn't say he's dumb. He's just he's disoriented. It takes a second. Clearly, I know this. I don't know this. Anyway, and I repeat the directions of go through and then down, and we have to go down, and here's yeah.
Okay, off we go. And then I'll start to commando crawl through the hole.
Okay, yeah. You've broken in, and it is a route that has shifted, whether it's through general seismic activity, but enough to crawl through. And so you've kind of got this route buddy crawling down, and it is straight down into much dirt. And roll me some general, I guess.
I'm gonna lean into
Dex
yes,
check.
acrobatics.
Yeah.
Acrobatics.
Are we jumping or are we climbing?
But it's like a shaft, right, John? Are we going kind of whoop to ding, and we have to kind of
You kind of have to. You have
climbing.
to kind of climb your way down.
Okay, so I'm gonna use
so
athletics.
So there's maneuvering, not necessarily a lot of strength.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
10.
15.
Using my goat legs. Clop, 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 clop.
The one time being goat-like. Mountain goat.
Yeah. And then you make your way down. This is probably the most weird thing you all have done today, is crawled directly down into a grave. And I can't stress enough how long this takes. In terms of, this is about a good hour of direct crawling down. You are crawling directly down. It is densely packed dirt with just this fissure. And every now and then, a face of Nancy or Maz will pop in and just converse with Taslinn and be like, okay, yep, it's still ahead. They're kind of going ahead of you and giving the way, but you are directly vertical, face down, legs up, just straight down. A thing you're not supposed to do in Minecraft. Don't dig down. And the ground is not as cold the further down you get as you would think, and it's just a weird feeling. It should be colder, and it's just, there's an energy, a vibe that's getting worse, and you're more attuned to it, Taslinn. And the ghosts are like, oh, I don't like this. There's some whimpering from Shenzo, who's behind you all, in the order of crawling down, who is crawling after you, coming down, deciding to do it, but they're not too keen on what they're experiencing. Eventually, you start to break through the bottom, and you notice that there is a bit of a drop. Not a huge one. And so I'm going to need deck saves from everyone as they crawl through.
Yeah.
You know this is coming, so this is not like this is meant to elicit something from a failure.
22.
22, well.
16.
16?
Athletics, 16, or no, what is it? Deck save?
Yeah.
14.
So the ground is starting to open up, which is the ceiling of this cavern. And so you have, if you want to flavor this, you guys all you passed the deck save, but there is nothing for about maybe 10 feet or so. How are you gonna get down? Are you just gonna plop down with this deck save, or are you going to give me some flavor here?
So as I kind of like, I feel a give, and I'm like, whoop, at the bottom, and then I'm gonna land and tuck.
Okay.
And just kind of, and try to like land kind of on my feet, and then I'm pretty much gonna hold my arms out.
It's 10 feet?
Sorry, no, 20.
Oh, it's still fine.
Yeah.
Yusuf is hanging upside down. He's like, oh, I got this. And he pulls out his rope of entanglement and attaches it to...
Remember, just as a point of order, you are boxed in. This is their full width. Your arm movement is your arms are straight ahead. And you're crawling out. So as he crawled through and kind of flipped down, you couldn't get down to your sword.
Yeah, and I'm in front of you, hon. Like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can't stress enough how
that was
you
the
are
order.
vertical. You are vertical downward.
So I've landed, and I'm kind of like ready to try to catch Taz, at least to like break her fall if I need to.
I will do my best to superhero landing this.
Okay.
I see you going for it, and I'm like, all right. Okay.
Just D20 with acrobatics. Just let's see how cool this is.
10.
It's fine. It's not 100% clean, but only Feder sees it.
Yeah.
I have this image.
I fucking
give you a little
see it.
nod.
I'm dark vision, and I'm looking straight down at her.
I have this
It's
image.
the difference of direct on top. Like you see her land, but you don't see the strain, the awkwardness, the ugly hero landing. Like it's not ugly, but like standard. This is standard.
You
It's just
know,
like a little-
in the Black Widow movie when her sister is like, "What is this?" and is like, yeah,
You sweep at the hair. Yes.
like making that's what happens.
Yes. This is the exaggerated. This isn't as cool as maybe I thought it was.
Well, you always land in your whip and the hair.
Yes, it is very much a moment like that, and you're just looking from top down. So it seems like a good landing, decent. And then Yusuf, you just come barreling through, or how do you got any flavor for this? Anything interesting?
He's gonna try and how far off is the edge of the wall?
Like if we fall out, are we falling into open?
You're falling into like an open little
Or is there
cavern.
Is there like, yeah, that's what he's saying. Is there a wall next to any of the shaft?
No, you're direct center. Just
Cup the wall or the shaft. Yeah.
no, nothing to cup. No cups. Cupless.
How does it work falling on purpose in 5th?
There's not really I mean, if you want to do something stylish, like you guys did your save. You're not falling. So give me something and I'll see if there's a roll for it. If it's cool, maybe not. This is Flavor Town.
He's gonna use his strength to rock climb his way out of the hole and then free hang
Oh, okay.
under and then drop.
Gotcha. All right, yeah, just a strength. Big old strength with advantage on that.
Athletics?
Strength.
Or a strength check?
Strength check, because you're trying to hold on to you're trying to fight gravity on this with strength.
I rolled a 1.
Okay. Oh no. I was gonna be like show off, but I don't need to.
So he starts to do this, and you're looking up with some disgust, like, oh, show off, and then the bit of dirt, just like the thing he's got a handhold on, just completely collapses, and he biffs it. 2 damage. 2
Okay.
HP. Not too bad. More bruised ego than anything. It was a ridiculous.
Scuffed knee.
Yeah. And Shanzhou lands just fine. And just kind of like, you suck. So yeah, you get up, dust off, and you are in a fairly low lit dark vision requiring mini cavern, and there's a few different paths and avenues, but you do see a light emanating from directly ahead on one of the paths. There's 2 circular paths in front of you that circle around and seem to converge in a bigger, more cavernous opening. And you see a bit of a light red glow from that, and just some various low hum, not personal hum, but just vibrationally humming, just an energy straight ahead.
Is it a similar hum and red glow to, the wonderful orb that was absorbing blood?
You mean the one in the caves by Fallhold?
Yeah. The one that Cass depleted utterly and completely.
Yeah. I guess spiritual successor. It's not exactly that, as in like they're not.
But there's like a peeing of recognition.
Conceptually, there's similarness to it. If not vampiric necessarily, it's hard to tell. But
Okay.
Your mind would go to that. And Feder, you can hear that same hum, but you also hear the occasional whimper, just soft, faint whimper. A scattered few whimpers, a cough.
Okay, so I'll just start kind of positionally clocking where these things are coming from.
Straight ahead, there is lots of activity. You're hearing a lot of it with your passives. And even Nancy and Maz get down, climb through the hole, and then just gently glide down. Nancy's like, I found this going on. It seems bad.
Seems obvious to say, but we aren't alone down here.
And she's like,
Hold on.
No, I said that. She said that to you. I didn't hear that. I said, based on my passive perceptions, this is just turning into the sitcom Ghost, which both the BBC version and the version on Paramount Plus are both delightful. And I will
There was
happily
a moment
be Jay
where
Shankar.
I was like, wait, you could hear her?
I love that. Yeah, no, just, I'm not.
No.
That was the thing I was going to say, regardless of what else was going on.
I quite literally, wait, you heard her?
Which one? Her, Nancy?
Nancy.
No. No,
Oh.
we're not alone. I hear everything else. I hear every last other goddamn thing. Is Nancy? Are they're here?
They're here.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Maz moves forward, just
Yusuf
curious
draws
with,
his sword.
with curiosity towards the direction of straight ahead, and he gets to roughly, just I'm going to show you on the map, right around there, and looks and just stares, as if he's not really seen a ghost. What's the reverse of that?
Walking
A
over
ghost
his grave.
stares as if he's
Yeah, walking over his grave, I guess that would be.
There is a moment of click, light bulb. Not that you would notice necessarily. How do you tell if a ghost's light bulb clicks?
That moment when
But
they
he has-
realize they're dead.
He has gone rigid, still
Ooh, daddy.
unmoving, and he has just stopped moving and responding to anything.
It's the ghost content I'm here for.
Nancy turns to you. I think he made. I think we did find what you're looking for.
I cautiously, because I don't know what's around that corner, but will cautiously approach Maz and just be like, Maz. Psst, Maz.
I'm gonna.
You okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to stealth just immediately because I feel like I'm exposed right now. Stealth like to the other side of the croissant, like they're like down. Yeah,
Also?
yeah, and just tuck up against that wall and kind of see what I can see from there.
Okay.
Well, no.
Too far?
Back. Yeah, just enough that I can. Yeah, maybe in the little nook, right there in the little nooks
boomerang.
and nooks and crannies.
So you take the opposite way that Taslin's taking towards the other side of this rock thing blocking your path to this bigger, more cavernous area, and you can get a view of what's ahead, and I can give that to you in a moment. Taslinn, you're not quite visible. You're not quite seeing what's around the corner, but you're seeing what he is doing, and he doesn't look at you. His mouth moves as if he's trying to think of something to say, trying to say something. You're not getting much out of him. And even Nancy in the back is just like, this takes a while. And she takes a moment and just walks into one of the rock faces and moves out of, like, she's disturbed.
Mess.
And he doesn't respond.
Sweetie, I get it. I know it's shocking. Because, like, I know. I saw. Like, I was like, I know it's shocking. But I don't know, I love you. Fuck, I just kind of, like, look at the ceiling. I'm like, what?
Do you say, I love you?
Yeah, I'm literally like, I don't know, I love you. And I just look at the ceiling and I'm like, fuck, what do I do? Like, how do I...
Saying that, it does break him of this reverie, and he looks at you, and there is an immense sadness as the realization hits of the end of him, and that he is done. His time in his narrative has come to an end. The fullness of that, the gravity of his failure, his pain, and his brutal end come to him. And he nods and just sits down cross-legged. And he breathes.
I'll, like, kneel and I'll kind of just, like, crawl over to him and then kind of sit back on my haunches in front of him. Totally oblivious to anything else that's happening. Great, wonderful. And just be like, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Maz. I didn't know. I really didn't know. But I'm here to... I can't fix it. I can't. But I can hurt whoever did it.
He reaches out to you and tries to see if he can, if he just passes, if he's going to pass through or whatnot. And the hand doesn't find purchase on you. Like, fuck. He struggles, as do I. I don't want to go. I don't know why I said that. I'm hurting myself. But
I mean,
fuck me.
Right in the heartstrings, because that's exactly what my favorite doctor said, and I'm like, no. But then also, I'm trying not to crack up at the whole, like, I don't want you to go either, and like that,
Yeah.
that whole call and response.
Yeah.
Guys, John is mean.
Yep. Sorry.
And I'll just...
Sorry.
Stop apologizing, damn it. If you're going to do this shit, do it.
Yeah. Pull the bandit off.
Yeah,
He disapparates and everyone's disappointed. And
God
sad.
damn it!
He does finally see you. Like, I miss you.
I miss you too. I know. And I'm sorry. I'm so sorry that I didn't come back sooner.
Well, I guess you have a big ol' ass to kick. And he droops a bit and just starts losing himself in reverie a bit. And you're coming into the fullness of this, but as part of the temporal spatial thing, he's fading for a time. And it is a matter of just similar to what Nancy was saying. There is a lost time. He is losing some time. And he fades to a mere faint outline. And he's just sitting there, cross-legged, staring directly back at where his body is, which gives us a view of what you both are seeing here. Just to give you the fullness of it, Feder, you see this, and Taslinn, now you're seeing what he's seeing is red circles etched into the ground, runes, all wisping red air, bloody air, as a somewhat larger robed figure, bald, moves about them, and going from one to the other, to give you an idea, like maybe from over here to over here, walking around the various open circles, parts of the circles of these ruins where there's corpses. Some are dead. He's making sure all the parts are organized. You see him moving things around and moves on to another one. This one's not dead, but he takes a dagger out and cuts more, and these bodies are starting to like twist and distort, and he's moving around like this, slow, methodical. The runes all circling the floor in a various pattern. The red is just wisping up, and they're kind of fading out, but almost getting sucked into like a funnel, this just invisible funnel that is like it's feeding something. These bodies, and all along the various points there's a lot of bodies, lots of skeletons. This is a long work of art, you might say, that is feeding this blood, this life essence, this soul, like this almost soulmongery sort of thing. It is feeding to something.
Blood, blood, blood. So much fucking blood. Pretty gnarly, eh? Well, you can bet your sweet bippy that Taslinn and crew are gonna charge right ahead and kick this weird guy's ass. Want to know what happens next? Well, sure you do. And I'll tell you next time when I come back. It'll be fun. We'll laugh, we'll cry, we'll drink. All in these Demon Days.
I see the Discord chat.
Not what I meant to do.
Oh my god.
I meant
The
to make sure it was
montage-
turned down.
The montage at the end of this episode is going to be amazing. Of every last little bullshit. And for once ever, it wasn't porn. Like I was just, whenever I hear, I feel like I'm supposed to hear like meat slapping. You know what I mean? Like the sounds of porridge being made.
God.
Oh my god. What was it? What's happening? What?
There's meat slapping.